Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 50 of Shattered Image, and this one is titled Arced Up. Anyway, what's news? You asked, trying to change subjects. Where's Talon at? Oh, I thought you were going to ask about Hanny, Vic said, raising her tail back up and swishing it around and letting her ears come back up as well. I could care less about her, he replied coldly. Okay, fair boo, Talon is around, not gonna lie, that whole thing with Hanny really split us up, you know what I'm saying? She said. Bro, we don't even talk anymore. You just shrugged. Emotionally, it wasn't your zoo, so you felt nothing about it. What about you? Vix asked, looking at Sero, who just remained silent. He was ready to back you on whatever you said, because he was sure that you were going to lie, so was surprised when you actually shrugged and looked at him. I'm at school with this dummy, you said with a playful smirk. You ain't right? Vix asked. Yeah, that's right, you said, holding your head up. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I love that for you. You look so happy. I swear y'all are doing it. You got that glow. Bitch, I warned you, you growled. Okay, I'm a jet, but I'll see you, bestie, Vic said to you as she backed away. Don't be a stranger now. Yeah, no, you're good, you replied, watching as she walked away. I'm proud, Sarah suddenly said, and you looked at him. Why? You asked. Well, you didn't lie about school, he said with a smile. I was ready to back you on whatever you said, but you decided to tell the truth. Don't make such a big deal about it, you huffed suddenly, crossing your arms across your chest. I'm not trying to be this amazing saint now, jeez. I just told her because I don't care anymore, and I have you, so I don't need any other so-called friends. What if we became more than friends? Sero suddenly asked, but his question was drowned out by the horn blaring of a truck coming across the adjacent street, making both of you squint with the loudness of the noise. What? You asked when the truck had passed. I didn't hear you because that damn truck horn nearly bursting my eardrums. Jeez. Oh, no, sorry. I just said, what if we, went home now? He asked sheepishly, scratching the back of his neck. Yeah, well, I don't want to, you said, turning to him and crossing your arms across your chest. Yeah, I know, but I don't want to keep you out too late, and we have school tomorrow, so we should probably head back home, he said. Man, I don't like being at home, you said, dropping your arms and your gaze to the floor. I know, Sero said, and he had to fight the urge to step up to you and give you a hug. You just looked so vulnerable in that moment. But, hey, we can chill tomorrow. Want to have lunch with me again tomorrow? Fine, I know you can't have lunch by yourself, you teased, looking up and smirking at him. Yeah, that's it. I need you, he replied with a grin, and you snorted lightly with amusement. Let's go, he asked when he could see that you were a little calmer. You shrugged and he put his hand out, so you took it. You just stood there for a second holding hands, and then you looked down and blinked at his hand and then wiggled it. Why are we just holding hands on the side of the road? You asked. To be honest, I don't even know. Sarah chuckled. Weirdo, I thought you were going to fly us off or something, you said sharply. No, just hold hands, he replied. You were about to let go when he suddenly clamped his hand around yours, gripping you so hard you couldn't let go, and you tried weakly to pull away. Let me go, you whined in a playfully annoyed voice. No, I'm dragging you home like this, he said, turning to walk away and pulling you with him as he went. You tried to hide your smirk, but he saw it a few times when he looked back at you and was smiling to himself as well. Oh, man, I almost asked her, but at least I get to hold her hand. I really want to tell her, he thought as you walked home that way, hand in hand. Once back at your place, you snuck back into your window and Sero left. You didn't want to interact with your family, and they kept away from you too, so you got some space, and you slept that night and then left early the next morning. Your mum had taken the night shift last night, so she was still sleeping when you left, and your dad had already gone to work, so you left the house unaccosted and met Sero out the front and then headed to school together. As promised, you had lunch out in the open with Sero and even spoke to a few classmates that day, but all of them had been the boys. You still weren't too keen on the girls. That afternoon you found out when your psych sessions would start, as well as when you would retake that rescue exam. They started on the same day. Wow, brilliant. The psych sessions were going to be held at the hospital, which you already knew about, and the resit was going to be in 3 parts: theory, practical, and a self-reflection, and you were as worked up as Bakugou about it. Bro, this thing is stupid, you snapped as you exited the classroom after finding out about the re-examination of the river rescue, and marched over to Sero, who was waiting in the hall opposite the classroom. What happened? he asked, looking behind you as Bakugou calmly sauntered out too, with hands in pockets and a signature scowl on his face. This dumb resit exam is longer than the first exam, you snapped. Wish I could blast all of it, Bakugou added as he stopped beside you to talk to Sero too. I'll quirk it and you blast it, you said to him. Wouldn't mind quirking whoever's in charge of this stupid thing. A malicious smirk grew on your face and Bakugou side-eyed you. You can only fight things that can't fight back, he remarked. I fight things that can fight back, and I still win. He gave you a scowling smirk as if to say that he was somehow better than you, and you arced up. My quirk is so much more powerful than yours. I can send you insane. I can do damage from the inside. You snapped back at him, feeling your heartbeat increasing. What can you do without it? Bakugou asked, turning the square up to you as he dropped his bag off his shoulders and threw his jacket off to show his arms. One punch from me and you're out. Hey, whoa, Sero called, grabbing you by the arm and stepping between you and Bakugou. Come on, hey, he called, trying to shield you and push you back, but both you and Bakugou had locked on now and it was going to be hard to break things up. Sero pushed into you and you took a step back, which made Bakugou smirk, and you snapped, quirking him and phasing him out in an instant. Sero felt something change and looked over his shoulder, noting the spaced out look on Bakugou's face, and he panicked immediately. No, don't do this. Stop now. You know you can't be doing this, please, come on, he begged, the panic in his voice drawing your attention, and you had a momentary breakthrough and realised what you had done and deactivated quickly. Thankfully, Bakugou managed to keep on his feet, and he shook his head as he came back around and then glared at you as Sero pushed you back another step. Wait till the makeup exam, Bakugou barked. No, Sero said as he spun around to face the taller male. Both of you stop. This isn't helping anyone. This is just your ego and insecurities talking. Insecurities? Ego? Interesting. You both picked the ones that I would have chosen to describe you in this situation, Sero said, a bit of anger in his voice as he stared Bakugou down. You turned your anger, fueled and cultivated by your interaction with Bakugou, on Sero now and shoved him in the back between his shoulder blades. So much for being on my side, you snapped. Now you turn on me? Screw you then. You turned and stormed off, leaving Sero and Bakugou looking at you. Bakugou looking over Sero, and Sero looking back over his shoulder. Oh, man. Sero sighed as your angry form stormed away. Bakugou grunted. This is all your fault, man. Why did you have to rile her up like that? Sero said angrily as he looked at Bakugou. You made it worse, Bakugou said. Better go and apologise. Oh, man. Sero sighed. It's always like this. I wasn't wrong, though. At least I know my ego can get in the way. She hasn't realised her insecurities are holding her back, Bakugou said, before turning and grabbing his bag and jacket from the floor and gremlin marching away. I hate that he's right, Sero thought, as he sighed again and turned to run after you. Whoops, Bakugou really got under her skin. Stay tuned for the next chapter coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.